iTunes through the ages. Facebook and iTunes become friends. Google News, the glyph for iPhone 5, and the history of the Hollywood sign. It's Tuesday, November 27th, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of iWake. Lots of things caught my eye today, and as we get ready for iTunes 11's release any day now, I thought it would be appropriate to open up with this story from Ars Technica as they look back through iTunes the past 12 years and see how it's evolved through its simple jukebox player to having software, the iPod being a part of it, smart playlists being added, the music store, podcast support, videos, and much more as it's evolved over the years. It's a great little piece if you want to go ahead and go to the Ars Technica site. I've linked to it in the show notes if you are inclined to take a look at it. But it is interesting to see how iTunes has aged through the years, and it's a part of the book I'm in the process of writing, a little part of it, as iTunes is a significant piece of software that the iPod plays with, and I'm really eager to get my hands on iTunes 11, as I think and I believe this will be the biggest update to iTunes we've ever seen, and that's not something I say lightly. It's going to be a big update, and I'm looking forward to it. So with that said, there is some new stuff out today for developers to play with, and that is OS X 10.8.3 in its first beta form. It was posted just yesterday, and so far nothing big to note about this except Apple tells developers to focus on Game Center, Airport, AirPlay, and graphics drivers when testing out the software here. So that's the only thing to note, and I'm anxious to see that come to light and other iOS updates as well come out, as updates are good. Next up, back to iTunes. So iTunes 11 we're still waiting on, but on Cyber Monday, that was yesterday, something interesting happened with Facebook gifts. So as you know, you can give people real stuff on Facebook now through Facebook gifting. You can give people Starbucks gift cards. You can deliver cookies, I'm sure, all sorts of things. So you can actually give people things on Facebook now. And according to Facebook, starting today, you can, with Facebook gifts, instantly gift your friends iTunes digital gift cards and recommended albums, movies, games, apps, and more that are available in the iTunes store. You can search for a song or album to recommend or let your friend decide through the gift card. It's available in $10, $15, $25, or $50 increments. And this is, I think, a big deal that you can actually do this all through Facebook. That if you want to give me money through iTunes, you can now do this through Facebook itself. And I think this may be a big thing. I think, people may say, hey, it's just Facebook. You're able to do it through that. I think it's going to be a big thing. I think a lot of people will be gifted iTunes cards through this mechanism. And I think I myself made this for certain birthday gifts and things like that. And it's cool to see. So anyways, you can now do that through Facebook gifts. Next up today, I just want to make a mention that Apple has acquired the Lightning trademark from Harley-Davidson. Their trademark on Lightning was expected to expire next year, and it seems that Apple has purchased it from them, and it is now in their possession. iMessage is also a trademark term by Apple. In other Apple news is the iPhone 5. It has improved its ship time. Once again, it's now just under 1 week to get an iPhone 5 through the online venue. As I should make mention as well, the iPad mini and iPad 4th generation are still, I believe, saying a 2-week ship time. So that's still high demand for those items, especially the mini. Now let's move on to Google News. There's a lot of Google News, some indirect Google News and some very direct Google News. First up is Google's Voice app for the iPhone. it has been updated, and now it is now fully iOS 6 supported, and it supports the iPhone 5's larger screen. So this is update 1.4.3, and if you are a Google Voice user and you like the official app, well, today's your day. In other Google app news is Sparrow. So Sparrow was acquired by Google, and they've basically been abandonware since that happened. Well, there is an update, and it's a pretty good update. It supports the iPhone 5 and also supports Passbook. So now you can actually open up Passbook embedded emails and add them to your Passbook wallet, so to speak. So it's good to see that Google has allowed the Sparrow team to maintain the app to a certain degree. So it's cool to see that happen, and I'm really happy to see this as a growing trend where Google decides to, hey, let's continue support for these users that have updated their phones or software to iOS 6. So last up in Google news is Google dropping their cloud storage pricing in rivaling Amazon's cloud storage options. So this is not going to be for consumer stuff. This is more for the servers and people that use a ton of data. So the price has been dropping about 20%. So you're seeing reductions of 12 cents to 9 cents, 8 cents to 7 cents, things like that. So these sound like insignificant, but it is 20% when you do the volume that you're buying in here. And it seems like Google really wants to attack Amazon, and competition is really heating up in this market. Next up, let's move out of Google News and on to just the mention that if you are a Firefox fan, I don't know who out there would be these days, but there may be some out there, but Firefox has a beta out now that features Retina display support. So if you're a Mac user with one of those awesome Retina displayed Macs, there's now a version of Firefox you can get your hands on that does support your Mac's awesome display. So it's linked to in the show notes if you want to get your hands onto this. It is a big update, and hopefully this will be out as an official update pretty soon here. Next up, as we wrap up the show today, I've got 3 more stories. The first up is just a video that I hope you're able to watch before it gets yanked again. But this is basically a video that was created for Apple employees, Apple Store employees, to show the importance of each Apple Store. So I took a watch of this. It's about a 5-minute video. Ron Johnson speaks in this video and a couple other people. And it basically just shows the importance of, or the uniqueness of each Apple Store in their cities. So the big stores, like the Fifth Avenue store, the London store, and some of the stores that really do integrate into the city and respect the land they're in and add to it and preserve the city they're in many ways, where it'll really highlight what it was to be, say, at the train station or different things. And it's a really interesting video that I think as an employee, it would really make me have a sense of importance of working there. And I'd say definitely give this video a watch if you can. It's linked to in the show notes, and definitely worth a watch. It's very well done. So with that said, I just want to make the brief mention that the glyph for the iPhone 5 is now available. The glyph is made by Studio Neat, and basically this allows you to add a quick tripod to your iPhone 5, and it's a really simple thing, an elegant thing, I think, if you want to get your iPhone 5 on a tripod. And then last of the day, I just want to bring mention, we opened the show with the history of iTunes. Let's close the show with the history of the Hollywood sign. So the Hollywood sign has been an ever changing thing over the years. It was originally Hollywood Land to denote the kind of real estate area there, and has grown, of course, to mean Hollywood, where, you know, movies are made, and a big historic landmark, as many of you know. So I've been there a couple times. It's one of my favorite spots to go in Los Angeles area, and it's definitely worth a look at, especially as it's being renovated right now. So if you have any interest in Hollywood, the sign itself, very cool visual look, as well as text. It kind of explains how it's been evolving and changing over the years, and definitely worth a look. So that is linked to in the show notes. And that will do the show for today. Thank you for tuning into today's show. You can find the show notes over at iWakePodcast.com. I also do videos over at youtube.com/TCHATEN. And finally, I do this thing called iWake Again. It's available at iWakePodcast.com/again. Thank you for listening or watching to today's show. I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday. Talk to you soon.